It's not the first time, and I'm afraid it's not the last time that a member of Palestinian security forces attacks a soldier or a civilian. And we are not surprised, because Abu Mazen and the Palestinian Authority grant their families, give them money, and give the name of a shaheed to streets and to schools. And in the Palestinian schools, they'll teach to hate Jews, to kill Jews, and to destroy the state of Israel. So we should not be surprised. And I think that if Israel thinks it's in its interest to work with these security forces, she must ensure that when a soldier or a civilian, a Jewish soldier or civilian meets a member of these security forces, the Palestinian should be without weapon. And we have to warrant this, and this is the duty of the government of Israel. The world knows by far that Abu Mazen doesn't really want peace, and they know that Palestinians want to have Israel wiped off the map. So I don't think that the world will change its position. But Israel could ask the world to condemn firmly the Palestinian Authority and to translate this condemnation into facts to prevent transfer of money to these forces. The Europe and the States give a lot of money to the Palestinian Authority, and they could condition this transfer of money. Stop killing Jews. Stop teaching the hate of Jews. Stop not mentioning Israel on the maps in the textbooks.
Do you think the world say to Abu Mazen, you have to condemn that? You know, it's not in outside.
Usually they demand Abu Mazen to condemn, and he does it usually in English. They have to demand this condemnation in Arabic, in Ma'a, and in the Palestinian newspapers and on the Palestinian TV. It's a must.
Let's move now to Europe. In France, a lot of problem over there.
Yeah, we have in France three kinds of Muslims living now in France and in Europe. The first type of Muslims are Muslims who are in Europe a long time ago. They came to Europe many years ago, and now they are citizens of these countries. And their integration, there are some problems in their integration. There are in France zones of no law, and it's a very big problem. But there are two other types of Muslims in France. The second one is Muslims who flee zones of conflict, of war, for example, from Syria or from Sudan, and they come to Europe, and the European has to take care of them. I think that all the Western people should agree with this. And the third kind is it's a new phenomenon. Are Muslims fleeing from poverty, from third world countries as Egypt and as Eritrea and as Bosnia, and they come to Europe in order to live with good economic conditions. And the paradox is that if Europe solves their problem now. And for example, now in Paris, they are trying to solve the problem of 2,000 Muslims living in the north of Paris under the tube there. And if they solve it, as more citizens of these poor countries will come to Europe. And by solving the problem, you have a bigger problem. So it's a very true problem, and the citizens of these countries are fed up with the policy of their governments. Manuel Valls, French Prime Minister, said today that France has the fifth economic power in the world, and with 66 million inhabitants, and with a tradition of hundreds of years of human rights and getting and giving to migrants a good condition in their country and integrating them, they should take care of these people. By doing it, it will bring more and more migrants to France, and the population could not stand it. And what we have to expect is that the far right in Europe will get more and more votes, and they could even be at the head of European governments.
We're gonna see more Aliyah because of all the problem from France?
In the short range, not. Because the Aliyah, in order to make Aliyah, you have to be conscious that the solution to your problems could be in Israel. And so you have to have previous links with Judaism or with Israel, and to be linked in one way or another with Jewish institutions in Europe. And those Jews came in the last years. Now they will come only if under two conditions: big attacks, just similar to the attacks in November 2000 last year, simply, and if the far right will be the new governments in Europe, because there is basic anti-Semitism in their way of seeing the world, and they will implement some laws against Jews. For example, Marine Le Pen, who is at the head of French far-right party, said that she will forbid wearing a kippah in the public domain. For the majority of Jews, it doesn't change anything. They don't wear a kippah.